I'm Jack Simpson, and I was the presentation planner.
I'm Scott Wenzel, and I was the coordinator.
I'm James Rigby, and I was the report editor.
I'm Kevin Quinlan, and I'm the marketing guy.
I'm Antonio Flood, and I'm the report editor and research analyst.
I'm Alex Kramer, and I was also report editor.
And starting with our project goals for the project, the first one we had was to develop a strategy to increase fundraising by 50%. And the second goal that we had was to work with Jabberwocky to continue to build a diverse member base within the local community. And through this presentation, we're going to go through our different recommendations and research findings through social media marketing that we found for Jabberwocky. We're also going to address the challenges that we've come across and some future opportunities through social media marketing that we think could work for Jabberwocky. And procedures. So the first step we had in this project was to meet with Linda and go over the details of the project. Through that meeting, we set a realistic goal for ourselves. We also got a better understanding of the expectations that Jabberwocky would have for us. And we also saw how the project would be directly helping Jabberwocky, as well as talking about the budget for a little bit. After we did the meeting, the big thing we did was marketing research. We were finding various different ways to market through social media, things like local area ads and marketing with influencers. And something that we thought could be beneficial to Jabberwocky was that Facebook ads, you can get about 1,000 views for about $5, and we thought that could really help them out.
So through our research, we have some recommendations for Jabberwocky. Overall, the main goal again was to raise fundraising by 50%. The main idea we had to do this was through promotion on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, any kind of social media outlet. And we researched a few different aspects of fundraising and promotion, such as cost, outreach, and geographic area. So first, we're starting off with Instagram. So on Instagram, you can create a business account, which allows you, so a business account is kind of like, it's just a more professional Instagram account, and people will know that you have a business and you're selling a service. And this will allow you to promote your posts. And promoting a post it's like, it creates a reoccurring post that more people than just your followers can see. Promotion does come with certain costs, and they vary by geographic area, like your markets. So for example, a more populated area would have a higher cost. It also varies by your type of strategy. So first off, if you promote per click, which essentially means you only pay when the person clicks on the picture that you're promoting, and this will take them to a link, typically your website. And this is great for, say, like if you want to build your website traffic, or if you have something on your website like a donation or an event that you want people to check out. And it's also good because you only pay for those who are interested in what you're promoting. So you kind of, it's very profitable. The second strategy is paying per the amount of views. So this is paying per the amount of unique visitors who actually see or scroll past your post. So a unique visitor is kind of like, you wouldn't pay for the same person to see it twice. And this is good for getting more views in general and more likes. And just a note that all these come with a fixed cost of about $10 per 24 hours. So then on to outreach. So promotion helps with virality, which is getting a lot of likes quickly means you'll get a lot more likes in the future. So the main goal is to get a lot of likes right off the bat, and then your post will keep getting and growing likes and exposure. And promotion really expands the potential for these likes and the exposure. And then the market. So as I said before, a higher population even means a more expensive promotion. But then there are also certain groups of marketing that you can use through promotion. So you can choose to promote through an automatic audience, which targets people with similar followers based on your followers. So this is kind of like, it'll target common followers. So it'll target somebody who has an account who also follows a person who follows your account. And this is good for targeting people with similar interests. Then the second strategy is a local audience, and this targets a certain radius around a certain location. And that's good for promoting an event because you want people to be able to show up to the event, and this will only show the post to those who are close enough to go to the event. Lastly is a manual audience, and this is the most expensive because you can customize every part of this of this strategy. So age, location, interests, like you can promote it towards people with certain past likes, like what they've liked in the past, or certain people who follow certain accounts. And then on to the advantages. So yeah. Promotion gives you great flexibility. So there's not a lot of commitment. It's not like an advertising campaign. You can cancel the promotion at any time. And there's no penalty. So it's easy to get out of if it's not proving to be successful. It also allows you to get to know your market. Promotion can really help you understand who your market is, what makes up your market, like just the basic demographics of it. And lastly, it really just builds your exposure. Promotion is built to expand your audience, and it can show your posts to a highly specific group of people, and it's just great for exposure in general.
All right, so I'm going to be going over Twitter and the best way to expand your business through Twitter. So there are many ways in which people gain exposure on Twitter. I'm going to go over strictly like the cost-free ways to do that. So targeted followers. So you should search for accounts that have to do with dancing, singing, or art, or anything Jabberwocky related. And also when making a tweet, use a few relevant hashtags so that your tweets will show up when people search for keywords on Twitter. Like it's a lot easier to get exposure on Twitter when you make a bunch of hashtags and someone can just search dancing and your tweet will come up. So then next step, engage with users as much as possible. I find that the businesses with the best Twitter followings tend to engage with their followers as much as possible. Sometimes it's because of a humorous reply to someone that usually goes viral, but other times it's simply because people just love when businesses engage with them on Twitter. And engaging with as many people as possible will eventually get you the results you need. And then next one, focus on getting retweeted. So the best way to get retweets and ultimately more exposure is to tweet solely for the purpose of getting retweets. One thing that people tend to retweet more so than other things is when there's a link to an article or something of that sort attached to that tweet. So like if you have something on your website that you can attach to that tweet, that would be good. And then another strategy that accounts use is retweeting other people's tweets. So like people, love to like spread the love or whatever. So if you retweet someone's tweet, they'll feel more inclined to retweet your tweet. And then lastly, literally like saying the word like retweet in your tweet will ultimately get you results. For example, writing like retweet this if you, blah, 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 or retweet this if you like that, or something like that. Along with that last point, creating polls on Twitter is also very useful. Even ones that are silly, like what would you rather do during this quarantine, like dance or sing or whatever. And then another thing you should always try to include in your tweets is a picture. People just love, looking at, it's easier for people to engage with the tweet if there's a picture on that tweet rather than just looking at a bunch of words. And then next step is targeted Twitter ads. So to save costs, it would be effective to launch targeted ads to people via Twitter. Twitter has an integrated feature called tailored audiences that allows you to upload your email list that you have on your own computer. And then Twitter will find those people if they have like that email account linked to their Twitter account. So this is like a quick and easy way to get ads out on Twitter, and it's free. And then lastly, Twitter Analytics. So this is a feature integrated in Twitter. So to use it, you simply click view tweet activity under your tweet. And the things that this feature includes is seeing like how many times people saw your tweet, how many times people clicked on your tweet, and how many times people open up your profile because of that tweet. And this can become very useful after a while because you start to recognize what type of tweets get you the most engagements. If you notice a trend where hashtag dancing, for example, gets you a consistent amount of views, then you should just keep, using that hashtag every time. Or if there's like a certain, or if like polls, like, get you like a bunch of tweet or retweets, just keep using that. And then next slide.
So I'll be going over how Jabberwocky can improve their Facebook page. So one of the things that you should be trying to accomplish is to develop a niche target group by utilizing the Facebook groups option. Making Facebook groups, you can edit your topics to include dance, for example, and find people who are interested in that topic and who would potentially take lessons in it. Target groups can also be made for like areas so that you're not contacting people who would be out of town and uninterested. So another way to reach out to people is to use targeted Facebook ads, and these ads include options to select your audience, the budget that you feel comfortable with, the format of these ads, and you're able to monitor the views of people who are interested in your advertisement. Continue utilizing challenges and like creative videos on your account, because these challenges like the push-up challenge that we did earlier in the semester are a great way for the community to get involved in your company and see the creativity, and also get to know some of its current members before they decide to join. And keep your page updated with like new information and current events that Jabberwocky is involved in, because this can give potential customers opportunity to see what Jabberwocky has to offer and see if they would be interested in joining. And these stories and Facebook stories are a great way to do that for small events that last for a day or so.
And with TikTok, something that Jabberwocky needs to think about when they're running their page is that the average user age is 13 to 18. So that's just something for them to keep in mind when they're posting. There's a very large audience on TikTok. It has about 800 million active users monthly worldwide. And with TikTok, there's really two different types of ads. The first type is direct ads, and that follows a 5-tier pricing system that is pretty expensive. And because of that, it's really directed more at big businesses. So the other type is influencer ads, and I think this would work a lot better for Jabberwocky because it's a lot cheaper and it's easier to target your direct audience. Those ads vary in price, and really they would work where you would sponsor an influencer to make a post. So like a dancing post, which is really popular on TikTok, that would be something that Jabberwocky could look into. The only real disadvantage I found with that is it is somewhat difficult to localize because TikTok is a worldwide thing. It's hard to just target residents of Columbia, but it is something they could look into.
Okay, I'm going to be going over the challenges and limitations that we've encountered over the semester. Obviously, one of the main challenges we've encountered is COVID-19. At the beginning of our semester, our team made a marketing plan and prepared to present our ideas to the Jabberwocky board, but due to this pandemic eliminated the opportunity and forced us to completely change our marketing strategy. Along with the new strategy, the federal government took away grants for Jabberwocky Studios, which lowered the amount of funds that we were able to use for marketing. These funds could have been used to buy advertisements on certain social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Another thing that was affected over the semester was our fundraising. COVID-19 interfered with our ability to host fundraising events. Instead of fundraising events, we decided to reach out to past and present donors via telephone for donations. Reaching out to the past donors by phone makes it more difficult to receive donations because it is not face-to-face, and it limits the amount of information we can present to them in a short time. Jabberwocky Studios is currently closed because it is not considered an essential business. Since the studio is closed, we are limited on the amount of new videos and pictures we are able to post on social media. The only pictures and videos we are able to post are the ones from past and current, from past years, and from the True and False Parade. No new performances have occurred in the past few months. Another issue we have encountered is getting new members to join the studio. Since Jabberwocky is currently closed, new potential members and teachers are unable to visit the facility and meet employees and clients in person. It is difficult to get new members to sign up for Jabberwocky Studios without meeting the current staff and performing members. Instead of having an in-person tour and meeting, Jabberwocky must adjust and communicate to potential new members by phone or video call.
Future opportunities, I would just say producing more content, keep taking pictures and videos at events and classes for the social media content. You can never have enough content to choose from, and try to keep up with the latest trends on those platforms. I'd also continue to post the dancing videos on TikTok. I think that's a really great opportunity for you guys. I would also post once a day on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Keep up with that, and maybe try posting a daily schedule of the different classes and times to keep members updated. I'd also keep trying to gain your followers. Just keep posting every day, quality content. Make sure that you can get more followers. And another opportunity I would say is through advertising. I would look more into geolocation advertising. You can target a specific audience by having ads posted on social media platforms, specifically in the Columbia area. For example, you could target moms in Columbia on Facebook that they could see your ad, and then they could decide to want to sign their children up for classes. I would also continue putting up the flyers around town and around campus. I think that's always a good way to let the community know what's up. Another opportunity you guys can have is through TikTok. I think this is your best platform to really reach your targeted audience. TikTok is a very popular new social media platform. Dance videos are very trendy on there, so that's perfect for what you guys do with your dance classes. It's also a great way for younger kids and teens to be able to see what goes on at Jabberwocky and make them want to join. You can never have enough members, so I would also recommend maybe coming up with a hashtag such as like hashtag Jabberwocky. So your individual members can post on their personal accounts, say they make a video, like a dance video at Jabberwocky Studios, and they want to put it on TikTok. They could put hashtag Jabberwocky. That way, like, you're still getting exposure. And lastly, I would hit hard on the fundraising, keep cold calling, just calling local companies and asking for donations. It's always beneficial to get some extra money to put back in the studio. We made a cold call script for this, so whoever takes over can gladly use that, and just try to get people that already have gave some money to the studio. I think we got a list of past donors. I would keep calling them, trying to get their support. And lastly, I would just like to thank Linda for the opportunity she gave us to work at Jabberwocky Studios. It was a great experience for all of us, and I think we learned a lot.